Hey insiders, welcome to another episode of Dimitri Reports. This is your weekly update on the roofing industry news.
Badger's Corner.
This week, from Steve Badger, we have an update on one of the players in the MMA legal scandal. You might remember our video a few months ago explaining the downfall of MMA. They are the law firm that has been accused of filing thousands of incorrect and illegal claims on behalf of hurricane victims. They have been suspended for practicing in the state of Louisiana, and two partners have left the firm. This week, Steve shared a post talking about Velocity, a company that MMA paid millions of dollars to find clients for them. Court records shows that Velocity was illegally pre-screening clients and having them to sign contracts on behalf of MMA. Basically, they were acting as lawyers when they were just a marketing firm. Now it's come out that former Velocity consultant actually explained this business model on a podcast in 2021.
For our listeners that aren't familiar with Velocity, can you give us a little background on what you all do?
Yeah, so what we do is we help mass tort law firms or mass tort referral firms basically connect with claimants that they're looking for and then send those people, vet them, and then send them over to whatever firm is going to be handling the litigation. It's a one-step process that kind of simplifies having to go to multiple different people to get someone signed up and sent over to whoever's handling the cases.
So I guess really starting off, I think many people know that you can buy leads online, but you can also buy what's known as packets, right? So if you want to maybe kind of explain the difference there?
Yeah, there's multiple options you can do. There's the pay-per-performance. There is buying packets, and there's buying leads. When you're buying leads, you're either have your own call center that's in-house, is taking those calls, or you may have the marketing company that has an intake center that it runs all those leads after they're vetted and tries to get those contracts signed and sent back over to you. And there's also third-party call centers that people may partner with, whether it's on their personal injury practice or in mass torts. All three of those are viable options as long as you have reporting and the word accountability, whether it's yourself or the partners you're working with when it comes to intake and getting the right types of packets back to your law firm.
You have to be very careful who you hire as a marketing company to represent your business, because they have to abide the law, and if they break the law, you might be liable as well. When they dial on your behalf, they represent your company. Oftentimes, call center can violate do not call list. Guess what? You might be liable. Also, if you have hired door knockers, canvassers, and they did not pull permits or represent you in a shady way, you also might be liable because they still represent your business. That's one of the first takes that I have listening to this marketing firm representing MMA. Steve Badger says that interview brings up an important question. If Velocity was talking about their business model so openly, does it mean others are using it too? If the answer is yes, it could be illegal. Any lawyers watching this, tell us what you think. How big is this problem in the industry? I want to take a quick second and thank you, sponsor of this week's news, Estimate Experts. If you are a roofing contractor and you work with insurance companies but don't do supplements, maybe you don't know how Xactimate works, maybe you don't have anyone on your team who constantly working with insurance companies and reviewing claims and estimates, Estimate Experts will help you with all of that. This is the company we recommend. They're out of Florida and they know what they're doing. For all our recommendations, go to roofinginsights.com. Under brands we recommend, you will find companies like Estimate Experts and all others recommendations from the brands we recommend.
That was dumb.
Next one, we have a story that might be dumb or it might be genius. You guys can decide. A company in Florida is running Thanksgiving promotion this month. If you buy a roof, you also get a free turkey and AR assault rifle.
Companies try all sorts of things to try to lure you in to buy their products, maybe offering you a hat or even a hoodie. But one roofing company...
Why he's wearing the orange shirt like a convict?
And an AR-15.
The turkey will get you all sitting at the table so you can spend time together. The roof will protect your home, and the AR-15 will protect your family.
You want to tickle my fancy? Give me a $20,000 boat for my $20,000 roof.
Why did they choose an assault rifle?
The world's a crazy place right now, and if they can get a roof and an AR-15 for protection on both ends, why not?
The company he was referring who was doing it back in Alabama, the owner, Zach, actually close friend of Roofing Insights. Back in the day, we had a little bit beef, a little bit tension because of that story. The marketing piece was genius, and Zach did have a lot of national publicity when he ran that campaign. But roofing industry, I don't think it was ready enough, including myself. The big conversation there was, are we waiving deductibles in a way of giving homeowners free guns, free ARs, whatever gifts were given them in return for that contract? Comment below what you think. On the news, I'm not going to be sharing my takes. Maybe we'll share my take in comments or in the following video, but I want to know what you guys think. Comment away. Now, we found another news story about Roof EZ from just a few weeks ago. They had a very expensive trailer stolen and it was actually captured on camera. This is a $35,000 piece of equipment they had to replace. So maybe this Thanksgiving promotion is just helping them stay in business.
Fines, scams, and jail time.
Before I go to the next news, I want to ask you to pause and give this video a like. Our first Dmitry Reports news got 420 likes and the last one only 166. We don't make money making these videos. As a matter of fact, channel is not even monetized. And it takes a lot of time and energy from my team to produce this content. We want to make sure that you guys like receiving and watching it. So please never forget to give like to the content that you like to consume. It will send message to YouTube algorithm, they'll promote it to more people, and it will send message to us that you care for this content and you want to see more of it. So give it a like and maybe comment below whatever you think about the news this week. Up next, we have an update on a story from a few weeks ago. If you remember, 2 Honest Abe franchises shut down in Tampa and Jacksonville, Florida, after they laid off employees. Their customers were coming forward saying they had been left with unfinished work and liens were put on their homes by suppliers. A few days ago, Honest Abe put out a public statement responding to the situation. In it, the CEO said they will work with the suppliers to remove the liens from customers' homes. Honest Abe also sent an email and a phone number for homeowners who are affected to contact them. You can email Florida support at honestaberoofing.com or call 866-587-5171. In other news, we have some more OSHA fines to report this week. An investigation found that Elite Roofing Services could have prevented one of their workers falling to his death last April if they have provided full protections and trained employees better. OSHA has proposed a fine of more than $500,000 against Elite Roofing for 6 violations. Very sad news, you guys have only one life. Please take your safety and safety of your employees seriously. We hear about OSHA violations almost every week, but this one is really an example of why these fines exist. To have a worker die is not something any roofer wants, and it's especially sad to hear that it could have been prevented in this case. Another contractor, Braden Roofing, has been hit by $72,000 OSHA penalty this week. The company has been investigated 4 times in the last 2 years for failing to make sure workers have full protections. Let's hope they choose to clean up their act this time. What surprises me in this story is how many previous violations they have and how they occurred. If you read this, it's very clear that it's not first or second time. I mean, when you have history here, OSHA will not be light on you on the future fines. Like 3 previous investigations in 22 and 23. I mean, come on, when are you guys gonna learn? OSHA seated Braden Roofing Specialist for similar failures. May 2022, inspectors identified 3 serious violations related to lack of head protection, eye and face protection, and fall protection at the Jacksonville worksite. In December 2022, OSHA cited the company with 2 repeat violations for lack of eye and face protection and fall protection at Jacksonville worksite. In January 2023, the company received a citation for 1 repeat violation after inspectors found the employer did not make sure workers used fall protection at the Palm Coast worksite. You can hate OSHA all you want, but they are part of their requirements. If you're hiring people and sending them on top of the roofs, you're also required to train them and explain to them what can happen if they don't use fall protection. At the very least, you can train them and invest in the safety of your employees. If they don't use it, it's on them. But what's clear here, it's not on them. It's actually employer who've been fined many times by OSHA, and he keeps ignoring them. So now it looks like he's going to pay $72,000 or spend money on lawyers defending himself.
Legal battles.
Moving on to legal battles. A company out of St. Louis called Midas Construction is suing one of their subcontractors for $1.4 million. Midas says they hired Trey Downing for several major projects, including a new Marriott hotel. Downing started the projects, but in September, he told Midas he was filing for bankruptcy. Midas then found out that at least 3 suppliers were still owed money, and the Downing had tried to get out of paying them by using fake lien waivers. Midas says Downing is still refusing to pay the suppliers and has not given them information on who else is owed money on their projects. They are suing for $1.5 million in damages. Very interesting story. Comment below what you guys think about fake lien waivers. Now for our last story of the week, we have another major update in the MMA saga. Louisiana State Police have announced a criminal investigation into McKinley Mosley and their client Apex Roofing. Not to confuse with the Apex Roofing that we recommend at directory.com that's located in Houston, Texas. Both of them have already been sued and accused of defrauding homeowners and insurance companies over storm damage claims. But a criminal investigation means they could get jail time.
In May, we got this exclusive secret recording of MMA's owner Zach Mosley admitting the scheme to his own employees.
If we tell the insurance company we represent the roofing company, they're going to tell us to f*** off and they're not going to ever negotiate with us. But since we have the rights of the homeowner, let's tell the insurance company we are the homeowner and that's going to be, they'll negotiate with us quicker, that they'll pay us faster.
Now, the FBI and the Louisiana State Police are investigating MMA and Apex for what state officials call the largest home insurance fraud in Louisiana history. The state police launched its criminal investigation last month based on 25 Apex customers whose insurance proceeds went to MMA but, quote, confirmed they never hired MMA to represent them.
The more I hear about MMA development, the more I come to the conclusion that MMA lawyers, including Pate Smith, are the dirtiest and the shadiest lawyers in the roofing space. They have to be banned and they have to pay the price for what they did. I know that they blocked Roofing Insights on me personally, but they cannot be in the roofing industry after this record until they repay all their customers. They make too much damage and they influence too many with their actions. Based on previous cases, this is not looking good for MMA or Apex. MMA has already been fined $2 million and basically kicked out of Louisiana. Apex is still around, but there are contracts showing they helped illegally sign up customers for MMA that are already in court documents. Police are considering charges for insurance fraud, forgery, bank fraud, and unlawful solicitation by attorneys. We will keep you updated on what happens next. That's it for this week. Make sure to watch next Sunday and like and subscribe if you like Dimitri Reports on Sundays.